Alright, welcome back to another video by Gamer J. Today we are going to try to fully explore the jungle temple and perhaps, put together a bit of a game plan for defeating Golem. But for the most part, we're just going to go get in there and get it explored, maybe mine a few traps, but just want to remove that fog of war from it really so I can make a better plan as I go. It's something that has to be done at some point, and we're going to need to farm those battery cells to be able to farm Golem at all. Don't know how much I'm going to want to farm him, honestly. Don't remember how good his stuff is. But I want the option to, for sure. And we definitely want the traps out of here. I remember the temple's pretty hard. I just don't know if I'm, if I'm well enough geared for it or not. I didn't actually get the stuff that I wanted from the dungeon yet. Post-plan Terra dungeon is, not giving me the drops I'm looking for yet, but I haven't really spent a ton of time farming in there either. So just a bit. Of course, we need one chlorophyte for the future. I'm not going to replan as I do have chlorophyte farms elsewhere, but I'll leave one there because I'll probably be back here in the future as well. Alright, well, we've got our key. I don't think we have to do anything to arm it or what have you. We have lizard opponents. They're spawning on the outside of the temple here for us too. Well, let's see where we go. Oh, that hurt. Did I already pick up a cell there? Let's be torch mode. There's a pressure plate. Not sure what that trap was. I think I've made good use of yo-yos in this temple before. It's a good, the layouts kind of lend themselves to killing things from around the corner, as it were. There's a trap. Let's see that one. And if nothing else, forget to farm them. About just keep them from killing me when I come in here. There we go. Dog in the background there. He's working at nothing. Probably a neighbor. Let me just pause this for a second and get him inside so that he's not causing troubles for a neighbor. She'll be right back and you get to hear me bring my dogs in. Listen close. Alright, come on. Here. Makes you warm from the sun. If you need more, you just get there in the sun. Alright. Alright, momentary distraction. Nothing here to see. How we do on inventory space? I think that we should put some stuff away because there we go. I don't really remember how much space I should have on holy arrows. I presume I'm going to get more and more of the same traps, so they're going to stack each other. Did any of these guys have ranged attacks in the temple? I don't remember. I tend to... Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Traps killing me. They have ranged attacks. those. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you dare. No. Dark traps work about the same. Super dark traps work the same as the other old dark traps did. But they hurt more, right? So I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to go through and replace the stuff that I've already put like in my truffle worm farm. Frankly, I don't need the stuff in my truffle worm farm. Maybe I should put one of these here so I can quickly go and be like, oh, there's a trap around. I'm sure that I'm not going to do that as much as a good player would. As a good player probably wouldn't have come down here and triggered all those other traps, right? I think I'm good enough to see things that I can't see. So we'll see if I can't make a habit out of doing it right. And not getting caught by some of these traps, but normally I just go through and hope that I see what might be out there before I get to it, and I die as a result of that. So far I haven't died. So temple exploration, attempts right now, doing okay. Let's see, anything to worry about in here? Not particularly. No, that's not good. Do not like these spikes. I don't remember how much they hurt, and I am good to just not relearn at all, and just have them not in this position to be able to hurt me. Pretty dark in here, so more torches are better. There's a bunch of traps up there. Nice row of them. So we'll go ahead and mine those out for our use later on. We already got rid of the triggering mechanism, so don't worry about that. Additional death trying to get to me from above, inside the temple. Alright, no noticeable trap. Oh, there's one right there. Hard to see right now. That one right there. If I can. Ouch. Mine out these spikes so I have easier access to this room in the future. Ow. Ow. Guess I found out they are doing 21 damage to me with my 56 armor. So that's not an insignificant amount of damage if you don't have good armor. It's not insignificant even with good armor, right? If I tried to walk across that entire thing, it would have hurt me quite a bit. Alright, I think I got them all. Still doing really well with Mega Shark. I really do want a sniper rifle. Never used the sniper rifle like for actual gameplay before. There's a trap. What are these? Flame spear traps. This is what it's all about, right? Spear traps. I leave those spiky balls up there alone. spiky balls, but just the spikes. Maybe some of these. They do create a jumping hazard for me, more than anything else. I don't know. So it looks like a chest. It is totally a chest, and it's got a power cell in it. Not sure if the power cells are guaranteed in these chests or not. I would kind of guess that they are, actually, but I don't know. I do know that I've farmed power cells in the past, indicating that even if they are guaranteed, I needed, or at least wanted, more tries at defeating Golem than there were chests worth. It's not, as I remember, it's not real hard to farm here because the spawn rates are high. Uh-oh, something shooting at me. Oh, it's just a skeleton. I don't have to worry about modding away the extra blocks because I can't yet. I will want to mine away jungle temple blocks for farms at some point. To increase spawn rates at farms. What was that tink tink noise? Okay, just a boop. Just regular mimic. Let me think. Not sure if that affected our video. I clicked off screen for a second and happened to randomly move something for my recording device. But I put it back, so if it did affect anything, it seemed like it might have only affected it for a moment. That guy can get to me. Yep, it's stop coming for me. I don't like it. Alright. Speaking of high spawn rates, here they are. Lots of traps right down there. Let's start with the center one that I've already disarmed. Okay, got all the triggers. Let's pop out some. Oop, don't want to keep wandering too far that way. But I do want to mine out these traps. Somewhere here. Okay, those are good. Well, second chest and second cell, power cell. Lizard power cells. So that's indicating to me that one power cell in each chest. We are playing in expert mode, so I think that affects, how much loot is kind of available in the world, or loot rates. I'm not sure exactly how it affects it, but could be there are more chests here than there are in our normal one. I don't remember. It's been a long time. We're putting this series together mostly as practice for YouTubing, and there's a furnace. Don't know what that is used for either. But this is really to refresh our memory, mechanics, and get things going. All in preparation for Journey's End. Our final go at tons of new awesome stuff for Terraria. It'll be bittersweet because look forward to it. It should be really awesome, but we know that it is going to be the final updates for Terraria, and that the companies are going to move on to other projects, but there are rumors about a Terraria 2. Alright, clear out these spikes. So they will definitely be in the way of quickly moving through here. Quite the distance to go without any traps. But, you know, I am remembering to use that plate much more than I thought I would. I guess talking while you play makes a difference. And, you know, I do talk to myself, so who knows. But we're doing pretty good, I feel like, for exploration of the temple. It definitely helps that they don't have ranged. You know, in the past, you know, my exploration has been as a melee character, so I feel like it was a lot harder. And like I said, most of my success, I felt like, in the past has been with the use of a good yo-yo. And as I remember, it took a long time to actually kill things, so I probably didn't have, you know, the Eye of Cthulhu yo-yo when I came in. So, there is that. Here, I got that. Got some wiring there. No big deal. I'm not going to worry about those spikes up there too much. Look like he has to get rid of them. They're not really in our way. Much like the spikes in this room. Alright, so more traps over there. Kind of clear for a moment. A lot of mimics in here. I do have a really good mimic farm, so I don't need anything from the mimics. I haven't necessarily. I've got a ton of accessories, you know, material type components that, whoa, I guess I already got most of those, but almost landed on the trap that I was trying to mine. Yep, definitely those fragments. I wonder if those fragments get used to make something. I think you have to make power cells with fragments, right? So maybe it was fragments that I used to farm. You can get fragments as drops from these guys, maybe. Yeah, I just don't really remember. All right, so don't want things that I'm not really looking at for duplicates of. So I might get duplicates of some of these things. For the chests and whatnot, but some things I'm more likely to get duplicates of, so not much of a point in stacking them away. Alright. Hey now. I heard. That's just residue. It kind of looked like it might be a fallen spike. So I went back to that. I'll definitely, I can see those without pulling out my trap. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Not. Your spear traps. That's the main trap type that I really came here for. think the other trap types have uses. In fact, I wonder if the spiky ball traps will be useful in my dungeon farm. I think they might. I might have to do some more, slight changes to it to make it a little bit more ideal. But even if it's not ideal, glued on. Even if it's not ideal, I think that the spiky ball traps would be an improvement. There's a cell. There we go. See, they do drop from the mobs. Don't remember that incorrectly, it seems. Slug just making its way across these spikes. No problems for the slug. I want slug boots so I can just walk across spike traps. I don't think that's a part of Journey's End. Maybe in Terraria too. I'm gonna mine through down to these. Looks like a useful area to jump up to. Oh great. When they get hurt is when they get dangerous. It's when they get fast and come at you. Well, that's looking pretty dangerous over there. Ow, ow, ow. Alright. Looks like we got all the traps, so... continue our excursion into this temple. Oh, I did a quick stack, didn't I? Sure did. Quick stack is what I'm used to doing. It's muscle memory, because that's what I do when I go into my town. Let's see. There are more traps down here than just those two, but those are the only ones I'm going to fall on top of. So let's get those first. Get some torchlight out. What is that? Did I just drop something there? Oh, did I turn my torch off as I went down? That's pretty unusual for me to do. Alright, stuff's coming. Alright, so the traps are back there. There's a worm. Not really worried about the worm. Most dangerous things that I remember are the traps, and that's why we're taking the time to really get the traps out of the way, so that when we want to spend more time here, either farming these mobs for cells, or just running straight through to farm Golem even, we'll be able to go through quickly, or mine the blocks after Golem. So we want to quick loot all. That's what I want. Found some traps. Now pulling out my tools. Looks like those spikes in the roof are not going to be a problem for us, actually. I don't think there's any more. There are traps over there. There's another plate here, too. I remember when I first started doing trap hunting, I brought my wire cutters everywhere so I could snip a wire and disable a trap that way, and then farm the wires so I didn't have to spend coin on them, because I wanted to preserve my coin everywhere I could. And that's just not necessary. I built a lot of farms. Oh god, those aren't good. How many more? Whew, look at all the traps in here. My goodness. And I managed to not land on any of them when I just decided to just go in. Yep, this is a room built for death. So we're going to disable the room. Ouch. We're going to try and disable the room. Alright. We're working on disabling the room. And making it a lot safer for us to actually fight in. I'm not going to summon Golem in this video. We'll make that our plan for our next one. Because all my buffs are back at base, and my editing skills are not up to par for doing cutting in and out with my recordings. So that is something that I will get to working on at some point in the future. I haven't even researched it yet. I haven't researched what the best software is going to be for me. I really want free software. I'm recording with free software right now. I'm confident that I can find a free way to do it, just to help me get started. Maybe I'll invest in pay methods as my YouTubing grows in popularity. Found those the hard way. Look at how much they bounce. Stay around. Alright. Let's alright, so we've got to the right, we've got this one. Oh, we don't have that one. We got that one now. I guess it doesn't hurt just to mine up everything in my way, right? There. Now we know. Well, I guess it does hurt to some extent. Got a full inventory. Again, don't need those. Don't really intend on getting more of those. Let's see, quick stack for anything that was stackable that I didn't decide to keep. Alright, I think that gets us into good shape. Loot all. And there's traps above us that we want to grab. I think that's all the traps to be mined out of this place. I think that we've got the entire temple mined. This is the last room in the temple. Doesn't go anywhere else. It's a nice zigzaggy path. Will take a minute to get down here again. So I think we are. I think we're going to end here. Well, let's go back to base. Bit of a safety zone. And show you real quick on my map. I did manage to extend my my ice slime sky bridge out even further to get me better to the temple, so where it used to end. Put torches down to signal myself like a like a landing strip at an airport with lights to say, oh, you're approaching the end of the landing strip. You better stop. And here's the new end. It's 1,999 blocks later, which just happens to really well fit in with, like the last one, fit in not quite good enough to get me to where I wanted to go for my main jungle entrance that I created, right? And that has a 6-wide explosion, a made a elevator with dynamite, and then mined out walls as well, so that as in this case right now, hollow spreads over, it doesn't completely destroy my jungle long term. I think we're at a good enough pace, even with my times of just stopping and doing AFK farms a bit, that this is never really going to be in any danger of losing my jungle. And I think I'm past the point where I need it for anything as well, aside from the Golem, which that's not that these bricks are impervious to the spread of corruption or hollow. Now I didn't do anything on the other side of my jungle. Only one side of it got any degree of protection, but it's where it's at. So yeah, we have a quick way of getting to the temple is really the bottom line here, and so that's pretty exciting. I'm happy about that it worked out pretty much perfect by accident, not by design. I did not know that 1,000 more would get me basically to right above where my previously explored entrance area. So this is dirt with some platforms to be able to drop in, and I'd actually found the temple from below, from explorations from below, and then dug my way all the way around it. And I don't remember if I found this by digging up. I feel like I had, this was already there, right? I put dirt bridges to just get across it at some point. So I probably dipped down into a little bit at some point and not known that the temple was right below. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. We will definitely be back for some Golem action in the near future. We're gonna do some inventory setup and probably log off for a bit and get some other things done at home. But that is the next real adventure that we have planned for Terraria, is to try and attack the Golem. And we think that we're going to have some good success with what we've already got for our gear. We have chlorophyte, and we've got shroomite, and the plan is to actually use shroomite with our mega shark and chlorophyte bullets. I don't think we're going to make any additional chlorophyte bullets. I think we'll use the amount that we have right now, put them in first, put crystal bullets right behind them, and end with the endless musket in case we run out of ammo. That shouldn't happen. We should either die or defeat the Golem several times over with this much ammo. And if we decide we want more ammo after a few goes, then we'll take a look at things. So, all right, guys, thank you again for watching. I'm Gamer J, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.